spreads, totals, props. Lots of ways to win money, but also lots of ways to lose. It's time for some sharp analysis. All sports, all over the globe, all the time. Home of the Guess Better jackpot, it's CorBET. Here is your host, Dylan Corbett.
Okay, welcome in. This is the Saturday edition of CorBET. It's been a fun weekend. How about that late cash last night? Oregon State toppling out Oregon at home. I ended up going 6-7-1. Matt, I believe you had a solid day as well. And, of course, we saw Zach Kelly win with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Nice call by you as well, Matt. I saw you take them second half live. Notre Dame just looking real good. I guess we'll start there. How about that? A total blip trap game on the radar, and they handled it perfectly.
That was their best game of the season. Honestly, Clemson was their third most impressive win, and that's not to say Clemson's the third worst team they've got, but they beat Clemson. Everyone thought they'd slip against BC. They won convincingly. Everyone thought they'd slip again yesterday. They won convincingly. Dominant performance on defense against North Carolina offense that had no problem against anyone. I love what this team is doing and where they're at. They basically would have to, assuming they beat Syracuse and Wake Forest, they would have to lose by 70 in the ACC championship to not get into the playoff.
Right. Wasn't it crazy? They gave up the 2 quick touchdowns, Sam Howell having his way in, and they gave up 3 points the rest of the 3 quarters. Just insane. So Notre Dame cashes the bet for Zach Kelly there, who's currently snoozing through his alarm. It's okay. He's probably going to have one bet. So we'll knock out the extensive cards here between Matthew Crusen and myself. Just a casual 25 for me, so I'll get right into it. Yes, you know I love Saturdays. Okay, let's take the home team here. You know how I love to do it on Saturdays college football. Oklahoma State, minus 11.5. Texas Tech is not good. Bowling Green, speaking of teams that are not good. Ohio's 0-3 against the number. Let's make it 1-4 because they got Bowling Green coming to town. Ohio minus 24. Bowling Green has not lost by less than 24 so far in their 0-3 start. Yes, the Huskers did eventually cover against Iowa, but they still suck. Everyone's yelling at Scott Frost for berating the ref on the sideline. Everyone's saying Scott Frost sucks. Let's fade them again in a different sport. I've got NDSU on the road at Nebraska in hoops. +9 is what I've got there. That's a little early morning action on Big Ten Network. Toledo, a couple of action plays here in the early morning slate. I like Toledo minus 9.5 at home, one of the better teams in the MAC. The other, Buffalo, minus 7.5 at home. They've got a little tough test against Kent State, but I think Buffalo's the superior team there. Indiana, let's keep it going with the home teams at home. Maryland coming to town. I've got Indiana minus 12. Maryland off a couple of weeks missing due to COVID cancellations. Terrible team. Speaking of coaches that should be fired but can't because of massive buyouts, James Franklin, and it's the coaching bowl of teams that should coaches that should be fired.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh here. I'll go with Harbaugh. They beat Rutgers. That's a game they usually lose if you are on a trajectory for a horrible season. I think they're going to have a typical Michigan kind of 3-loss season. Let's get it done at home against Penn State -1. And that's enough talking out of me. Let's get to Matt Crusen's card and I'll finish up.
Yeah, so I'll start with college football. My favorite bets of the day, it's Clemson. I'm all over them. First half minus 13.5 and full game minus 22.5. I see that full game line's at 24. Took it last night. They've been out for almost a month now. They lost Notre Dame, then they had a bye, then they had 1, maybe 2 cancellations. So they're rearing to go. I am also on Oklahoma State minus 11.5 against Texas Tech. Texas Tech not good at all. Hope Oklahoma State wins that with ease.
Bounce back after they lost to Oklahoma too.
Yeah. Going back to another school along with Clemson that has a real shot to make the CFP. It's kind of a strange path, but Texas A&M minus 15.5 against, who do they even play? So LSU, defending national champ. LSU not good this year. Playing a little better. I guess they beat Arkansas last week, but other than that, they're pretty terrible. And then last, I don't think you've said this yet, but surely you're saying it because you're wearing the jersey. BC and a pick'em. I like them over Louisville here. Jurkovec is playing, I assume.
Yes, he is playing. I haven't heard more about his shoulder, and that's where I head to my afternoon slate as well. I'll just do some cleaning up here. Let's see. I'm on Clemson with you. I got them at -23. I also love the over in that game. I think we've talked about that. I got Florida at home against your favorite team, Matt, the Kentucky Wildcats. Florida -25.5. Texas State at home, too many points for me, +17. Let me make sure I have the right sport there. Yep, that's college football against Coastal Carolina. Arkansas State at home, -7. Let's see here. Love Bama today, even without Nick Saban. Yes, BC -1. I think they're a pick 'em. I got them at -1. So they've gone. I thought they were going to win against Notre Dame, but that hasn't gone to pattern. They've gone win one game, lose the next, win another game, lose the next. So if you're going to pattern, which I believe it's been that way for like 5 straight weeks, BC's going to win today after losing to Notre Dame a couple weeks ago. Here's the play for college hoops that I think Matt might be adding to his card. The Delta Devils against the Wyoming Pokes, the Wyoming Cowboys, their first game. Wyoming right before the pandemic was the Cinderella shoe of the conference tournaments, where they are kind of just upsetting teams left and right, a crazy run. It ended with their coach being fired. Tough go, but he deserved to be fired. The new guy they bring in, Northern Colorado's Jeff Linder, he got right to work with this spunky bunch of Cowboys and Pokes, brought in some transfers. He's a heck of a coach, Jeff Linder. Wyoming -29.5. You never like to see that for a Wyoming side, no matter the sport. Well, then you got Mississippi Valley State on the other side. It's an auto play, so I've got Wyoming there.
Yes, I will be playing that. The line's not out of my book yet, so I think I saw it. You saw it ESPN. It said it'd be around 27 opening. So if that was right, that would make sense. Yes, I will definitely be all over the Pokes. They were a degenerate team of destiny last March.
Did I miss your other hoops play?
No, that was my only one.
Oh, correct. Yes. The only other couple I've got here, I'm all over Duke in their season opener, Coppin State. So I've got Duke hoops big. The line's -36.5. Let's see some other college hoops I like. I mentioned Wyoming. I'm not seeing much here. It might just be Duke and, of course, Wyoming. Here are my other plays, though. I've got Western Michigan at home against Northern Illinois. That's another MAC play. I like the team at home there. I like the under in Northwestern, Michigan State, under 41.5. I have got Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl at home, -9. Mississippi State, Ole Miss playing. Colorado, a quiet 2-0 team without their coach who left for Michigan State. Yeah, this new guy they got's pretty damn good, I guess. -3 at home. I think they keep it going undefeated. Georgia is a weird-ass football team to follow this year. I was on South Carolina as kind of the play last week, I think against Mizzou, and they lost. Didn't end up doing that. I'm going back to the well, 21.5 too much for me. Georgia does not. I know JT Daniels looked a little bit better, but Georgia can't be blowing out teams, so I'll play the number there. Washington -7 against Utah. Utah so far 0-1 on the season. And then finishing out the only soccer play I'm on today, I like PSG in a bounce back. I got bit by them against Monaco last week. They were up 2-0 at half. They lost 3-2. I can't believe that. That was terrible. So let's go back. PSG -2 at home. I think they blow them out. And then UFC, the headlining fight got canceled due to COVID. So I've got the new kind of headlining fight that got shifted up there. I like the underdog, Devin Clark +110. Anthony Smith has lost his last 2 fights. They're just trotting him out there. He's very washed up. He's number 4 in the rankings for light heavyweight. I don't understand that at all. Devin Clark, I like there, +110. And then Miguel Beza, he's -160. He's undefeated. So that's all you need from me there. He's 9-0. I'll drink a little juice with him. UFC record for me, very impressive, 9-5. We're up 6 units, so let's keep it going there with 2. Matt, did we finish your card? Sorry, I'm just kind of blowhorning into the goddamn mic here.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm also going to join you on Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State is terrible.
We did have a late cancellation this morning. It was Ohio State, right? I was actually on that game, but that has been fighting Illini football. That's been postponed.
When you said late cancellation, I thought you were talking about Zach Kelly.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to have to get him on here, but dude is a freaking snooze the alarm type of guy. He's telling us last night he's looking at picks and 9 a.m. sharp, and here we are. But that'll do it here for the extensive. I guess I'm glad we got rid of our extensive cards here. That way we can get the guests better. Zach Kelly, once he does wake up from his eternal slumber, he will look to go 3 straight days positive. He's Matt Crusen. I'm Dylan CorBET. This is the Saturday of CorBETs. Been a good week for us. Let's keep on cashing.